Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Around the Association. Now, the Ed Reed saga that played out ever since Reed went live, going around, taking a look at the campus and recording video of what he saw and discussing things like how it was not fit for student athletes, and it was kind of an embarrassment of Bethune-Cookman. Now, regardless of what you felt like his tactics were, some, stating, I remember Shannon Sharp saying he didn't agree with Ed Reed's delivery. Different players spoke out against him. Former Bethune-Cookman player and former teammate of Ed Reed with the Baltimore Ravens, Stevie Baggs. Now, Bethune-Cookman's interim president, Dr. Lawrence Drake, actually spoke on, the reason why they moved on from Ed Reed as a candidate, and even promised that within the next 10 days that Bethune-Cookman would be hiring its next head football coach. Take a listen right here.
And the final decision is that we were not going to continue negotiating Ed Reed's contract, and we're not going to go back to that. We have a number of coaches that we're going to name a coach within the next 10 days. We have a couple of really great candidates who are coming to campus, of which one of you, or a couple of you, will be able to interview that coach as well. It's the first time that we've ever done that.
Oh, wow. I mean, the Ed Reed effect strikes again. He talked about, they weren't going to continue to negotiate Ed Reed's contract. And it seems like they had a meeting where they actually, Bethune-Cookman president Lawrence Drake, interim president, and the athletic director Reggie Theus brought back former Bethune-Cookman football players that went on to the NFL, Rashawn Mathis, Stevie Baggs, and Roger Jackson, along with one of their former head coaches there, Bethune-Cookman. Now, this is no doubt done to kind of temper concerns because everybody know Ed Reed. Ed Reed had a Hall of Fame career, and so this seems like a direct action by the university that they wanted to call in and say, hey, look, we don't need someone from outside of our family telling us how bad our situation is. We'll call back in some of our former elite talent to come and smooth things over, and I'm not sure if this would have been, even a thing if Ed Reed had not called the university to the carpet for the conditions and the living quarters and the meals. I mean, we've covered the whole situation to nauseum. If you haven't, just go back and look at some of our videos. Just type in Ed Reed on this channel, where everything from mold on the food to just, the fields, how it looked, it didn't even look like a good backyard, much less a practice field, one of the football fields that the players had to practice on. I mean, Ed Reed, again, regardless of how you feel on his delivery, regardless, something needed to be said. And sometimes the situation is that dire, where you're like, I wouldn't have normally handled this way, but my God, you got the kids living like this. Now, Ed Reed, he actually had actually responded to having those former players there that came there in solidarity to kind of, hey, we got our school pride. We're not going to have Ed Reed trample the school legacy and all that. Ed Reed responded to that and kind of compared it to Dr. Clark making Sam's and his crew sing on the movie Lean on Me.
My. Aren't you my little songbirds from the cafeteria? Weren't they with you?
Who, these guys? Yes.
Well, I'm sure you've learned the school song by now.
Yo, that Ed Reed is that's a clap back. Yo, I laughed. It's hard to even continue this video how funny that is. He's like, look, y'all the little songbirds, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna go sing the song of the university knowing them kids are living in conditions that don't make no sense. Y'all there, I get it. You alumni of Bethune Cookman, you went on and had your own professional career. You want to see the school do well. Well, sometimes it's calling out when the school is not acting in the best interest of the student athletes. I mean, you got to kind of remember where you were. You know what I'm saying? As a kid, you know, would you wanna? Okay, you done made your millions in the NFL, but imagine being a 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old kid, young man, whatever, and you get to a place where, you know, some of the students were talking about having to share cleats. You know what I'm saying? The mold and you know what I'm saying, in the buildings, and it just don't make no sense. And you know, the complaints got so loud after Ed Reed video and actually got publicized to where other people were like, hey, is that really going on down there? That, you know, Dr. Lawrence Drake, now he has to admit that it's going on. He's like, oh, I didn't know about it. I'm sure somebody came to him before then. Take a listen to what he had to say.
When I went to the stadium, I was embarrassed at what I saw in the locker rooms. Now, I didn't know much about sharing helmets. I didn't know about the mold on helmets. I didn't know about, you know, the sharing of cleats. I didn't have any idea about those things because I couldn't know those things.
I'm not sure why, as the university interim president, that you wouldn't know about those things. That's why you have subordinates that get you the information if you don't, you know, and then, you know, you might want to take a look at your staff as to why, if you're not covered up and you really didn't know those things. But I'm so glad for Ed Reed because, you know, it actually has them making actions that there's no way in the world they would be looking to do otherwise. Now, athletic director Reggie Theus, who Ed Reed called out by name, said all of a sudden they're going to be donating or actually putting in $3 million to get new facilities built. Take a listen at Reggie Theus right here.
They're putting $3 million into the stadium locker rooms. They're going to redo the entire stadium locker rooms. So you'll have by August. And you can hold that, you can hold myself and President Drake accountable for that. So
there you have it. All of a sudden, money's popping up and facilities are being improved. Again, salute to Ed Reed. He'll have more to do with making that school a better place than anybody else that actually do get the job. But let me know what you guys think. Be sure to like and subscribe. If you haven't already, hit that notification bell, and I'll talk with you next time. Peace.